Yeah.
I hear the echo on everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should be live right now.
So let's please stand by 10 seconds. 9, 8.
I appreciate that, looking at the live stream there, Jake.
3, 2, 1, and we're live.
All right, welcome to AHL Live, the special bidding kickoff special. We're going to be coming to you tonight and then Monday through Friday for a half hour every night, just giving you the latest in AHL bidding. The NHL boys, they're all done. They got their chance. They're done. It's our time now. And I got to tell you, I'm pleased. I think we got a good crop of people that are going to be playing the AHL this season. I, of course, am Funsley. Tonight, joining me is my GM. I love ND.
Hey guys. I'm the GM, by the way.
And also with us is the GM of the Lake Erie Monsters, Eric. Is he here right now?
I don't think so.
He's pooping right now. Okay. And also with us, special guest, an NHL player. We were hoping to get him in the AHL, but the Rangers snagged him. Good buddy, friend of the show, former panelist, Krabby Crawfish.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And the special guest tonight is the AHL commissioner, formerly known as Topher Dersh, now known as My Bad, because he commits a lot of bad. Is that the rationale, Topher?
It sure is.
Now, what do you like people to call you? You want people to call you Topher still, or what?
Yeah, that's what most people call me anyways. What was happening was all the GMs were messaging me and calling me Toe, T-O-E. I didn't really want to be known as a body part anymore, so decided to change it up.
Okay. Thank you for being here. And as bidding has kicked off, we have already gotten some fairly substantial bids here. I'm going to refresh the page in a second, and you can see them real time with me on the YouTube. By the way, just for all of our benefit, if you're interested in watching the live stream, close your LG window, because you'll be seeing the bidding here with me, and that saves bandwidth for the website. But I'm going to sort here by the highest bid. And I saw a couple big numbers pop up when I first opened this window. Woof. Okay, so we have a $7 million two bids on
7? Holy shit.
the A-Stick Hope, $7 million already.
Funsley, that's the aesthetic hope.
Aesthetic Pope. I'm sorry. Hope. Thank you. Thank you very much. You have an left D to Cruise, $3 million, one bid, so $3 million. And I got to say, I love that system where you can put in a bid for whatever amount you want instead of just a 500K increment. I mean, there aren't 500K increments, but you can start wherever you want. Smitty also has $3 million at right wing. Stamkos 2.5, Synergy 2.5, Rom 2 million, Booger Snap 2 million, Demers, Sparky 2 million. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven goalies above two, or D-man above 2 million right now, and then we got some more at $1 million. And as I kind of alluded to at the beginning, I think D-man's going to be a premium because I just think that not enough people signed up for it, and that's kind of one of the really the only downside of LG right now is that we have too many forwards, not enough D-men. Now, that has slightly shifted over the past couple weeks, wouldn't you say so, Topher, that more people have been switching to D? But it's still not proportional, right?
No, not at all. I mean, there's still way more forwards, but we got a good amount of defenseman signups for the last, 200 signups or so.
And, I mean, let me ask you a question real quick. We have questions for Topher all during the show, but were you surprised at the huge bump that we saw in signups as soon as NHL bidding started? It's gone up about what 3,000 since NHL bidding opened a week ago.
300.
300.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. I'm sorry. 3,000.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because a lot of times what happens is as we get closer to bidding and people start to hear about it, they don't want to wait those 3 weeks beforehand and sign up. They want to sign up right then and get right into it. So I'm not too surprised. And we're also sending out a lot of messages to just random people, and they probably hate us right now. So.
What would I'm sorry. What has been what has been the league's marketing strategy? How have you guys been able to get so many people so quickly? Because, I mean, you look at what League Gaming had at the end of their last season, and it's just
Well,
gone up so far from there.
what I can tell you is Active D has done a lot of work when it comes to that. He got a list of pretty much every league out there in their roster. We got Trish to put them all into a system where I put it in the AHL management office for you guys. I'm not sure if you guys used it, but basically click on the names. It takes you right to Xbox.com. You just copy and paste the message that we put out there for everybody, and we've just been sending that out every night as many as we can, and hopefully everybody else has been doing it also in management.
And it's obviously working. And as we get more bids in here, I want to ask you a question real quick, because you know that we're AHL people, and we love the AHL, me and ND, and you're the commissioner. What makes the AHL better than the NHL in your mind? Because it obviously is.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I first became the AHL commissioner in season 12 of the other leagues, I'll be honest. My biggest opinion of the AHL was it had the most ego because you got about 85% of the league that believe they should be in the NHL, and all you hear about is all the crying and all that. I will say that it turned out to be a pretty good season. A lot of good guys on there. What makes the AHL somewhat better than the NHL is I think it may be more competitive because there's talent spread out a little bit.
Oh crap. Okay, so that's bad. It did not echo for.
Now it's echoing.
Yeah. Hmm. Where'd everybody go? Is everyone still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Um, looking at the left wing, I'm going to sort these by price. Um, if this will load now. The Aesthetic Hope, 7.25 million. That's crazy. Then we have Stamkos with 2.5 million, Synergy 2.5, Doc Status. A couple other known Curry Stew there is another name we know. Jameson. Dragon Muck, there's an old name we know, 500,000. So we see people throwing out their initial bids right now mostly. Which is you know, is what you gotta do right now. Eric, could you talk to us about the importance of initial bids and what you look for and how much of the those players you expect to get?
I don't think
I
he's
usually
here.
target between
There he is.
6 and 10 500K players. Normally, I get about 7 or 8 of them. The 500K army is definitely key to getting the team that you really want. Sprinkling a few high quality players that are a little bit more expensive, and you got a playoff team.
Yeah, I think that definitely you cannot just build a team with $5 million players. You need those 500Ks, and you need at least some of them to be home runs. You need to capitalize and get good players there. As we look at the centers here, centers a lot low, a lot more low key because the high center is got two bids on a 1.75. A lot lower key there. Again, we got a lot of initial, just 500Ks out. Look at right wing real quick here. Right wing. Topher, what is as we load this up? Let me ask you a question. What is your relationship with the staff site so far? Because I got to tell you something. You seem to be in a really good mood lately. So I'm wondering if that's a tribute to who you're working with now, because you seem to be happy with this new arrangement.
So do you mean the commissioner staff or the site staff?
Both.
Okay, well, as far as the site staff, Tris is a pretty nice guy. I haven't had any problems with him. Anybody that knows internet hockey history, me and Ozzy used to be quite on the opposite end of agreements. I worked with Ozzy at the very beginning of the other league as a commissioner and helped build the league up with him. We didn't agree on a lot of things. We still don't agree on a lot of things, but we're getting along for the uh, league's sake. As far as the commissioner staff, me and Brody have been friends since NHL '09. We used to play in the same
Yeah.
club. Obviously, I'll be honest with you guys, I was going to back away from commissioner this season. He asked me to follow him over here and help him get this started. Active is a guy that I worked with in ownership, like made trade with once, got trade rate, learned my lesson quick. But we always got along and talked to each other and made fun of a lot of people. So it works. There's no one really fighting or anything like that, and it definitely helps that we're all pretty close. And as far as my good mood, everyone kind of always just thinks I'm in a bad mood. I just like to be a dickhead on Xbox Live. That's all it really is.
Um, you know what's cool about you is you're always candid no matter what, right? So if you say something, you know it's the real deal. Um, so yeah, I mean this site's like night and day compared to the rest here. Topher, where do you think the AHL is going to be at the end of the season? What's going to be the thing that's going to be most memorable about the AHL, or what do you hope to achieve with the AHL this season?
What I hope to achieve, again, like I tried to do the last time, is for people to realize it's not a horrible place to be. It's not the end of the world if you drop to the AHL. It's just as competitive. There's now, granted, the top talent goes to the NHL, but you can still have a good, talented league not being in the NHL. So I just want people to feel like it's an okay place to go, and they don't sit there and cry about it in the chat box.
Yeah, I like the AHL, and I kind of don't like when people just oh, I'm not an AHLer, or also conversely, if you get to the NHL, you're automatically a better player. Because I got to tell you, man, when we looked at players that were making it at the end, making it from avoiding AHL bidding, as it were. There's a lot of players that fell through the cracks that are really good NHL caliber players. And looking at the bidding pool that we have, I think that stands up. So I think we're going to have a really good league this year. And it's going to be a lot of competition. And then also, when you look at the management groups, what do you think about those? Because to me, I see a lot of depth. I think I see like a lot of really good management tandems, both from the just on the ice aspect to the actual like management and knowing how to actually build a team aspect too. What do you think?
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of good guys out there. There are at the same time there's people who do need to prove themselves to me because of what I've seen them do in the past. A few of the guys, well, we'll use E-Rice, sorry E-Rice, so we're going to call you out. A guy that really goes hard for ownership. He makes videos about it, which are funny. That poor alien, by the way. But this is how you prove it, and you move your way up. I mean, when I was an owner, I gave people a chance to move up. So start in the AHL, make it work, and don't cry about every single thing that happens to you. And as far as management teams, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good people. I mean, you and ND, for example, I don't know if this is your guys' first time in management, but you went under someone who knows a ton, and you guys are going to learn so much, and that's the way to do it.
And I'll be honest with you, that's part of the reason why I did it, was because I think that this will give me, and I could probably say the same thing for ND, a better experience. And for anybody out there who loves the league, you know, you owe it to yourself to at one point give management a try, because it really, I can tell you, just before bidding, the season hasn't even started yet, and I like it a lot more and it's more engrossing. And you always need good managers who have good work ethics, who are going to show up, who are going to be respectful and try to make the league better. I'm sure you would agree with that as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm just hoping, we have some guys that are in the AHL that might be bitter that they didn't get ownership or whatever. All I can say to them is just prove to me something different. As long as I'm in the league, I'm going to pay attention to that kind of stuff. So prove to me that you can run a team and not complain every other day that there's some type of conspiracy against you, and that'll look better on you.
Mm-hmm. So as of right now, we have one goalie at 2.5 with three bids on him. That would be Mountain Dew Man, and then a lot of just a lot of initial bids. With goalie in the AHL bidding pool, I think that there's I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. I wonder how many of them are number one full-fledged elite goalies. And I think it's going to be up to a lot of personal opinion. And one thing overriding this whole bidding process is the fact that we have the VHL people and the LG people, and then there's also those people who have experience in both leagues, and they would have a better understanding of the entire um, body of players. Just as an update for all those interested, Sean has not received a bid yet. We're gonna do the Sean watch every couple minutes, every 15 minutes. Sean has still not received a bid, and I'm sure everyone's very worried about it. We're gonna keep you updated on that as soon as he gets a bid.
We're on D, right? He's playing D.
No, he's goalie, right?
No, he's D this year.
Oh shoot, let's go make sure then.
Sparky already has 9 bids on him.
Whew.
Yep.
Damn.
9 bids
Between 2 teams.
Okay.
Mr. Hot Girl Problems, also known as Bobrovsky, got bid on, so some Smishko bid him up.
Oh, well, I mean, not to encourage bidding up, but I mean, yeah, they're trying to corner the market on him. Let's see, we got Demers up to 4.75 at left wing. Jake, what are your opinions on the bidding process so far?
It's honestly, I was not expecting this many bids this early. It's pretty crazy to see. I just think it's crazy the guy's at $7 million already. I know he's been in the NHL and then DHL consistently, but having $10 million less cap than the NHL, and you still see a guy going for $2 million less than the highest guy in the NHL, it's pretty ridiculous.
Oh my God, we have a lot of D-men over $1 million now. A lot more now. F5's over $1 million. Media director. Oh my God, that echo. It's getting worse.
Yeah, it is.
It didn't do this before, right, Jake?
No.
It's so aggravating.
Someone just posted in the chat they take Sean for primetime Pope any day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, but
I would.
you would?
Yeah.
Armton Pope takes like 1,000,000 penalties a game.
Yeah, but you know what? It's foreign presence. He has a bad foreign presence. That's the thing about him. You know, it's like he's decent on the actual sticks, but he's got bad foreign presence. And as far as the audio goes, this is not going. This is like a disaster. I don't know what happened between when I tested this and now, but
I don't hear any echo now.
yeah, but it's low now. It's really low now.
Oh.
But like really low. Let's update the phone before we start wrapping this up. Eric, any thoughts so far?
Just inputting my bids right now and ready to get the season underway. Let's go. It's game time. Balls to the wall, boys.
I don't want to ask you anything that will make you reveal any information, but what are your impressions of the way the bidding's going? Are you surprised by any trends, or is everything kind of going according to what you thought they would go?
I think it's way too early in the process to evaluate anything, but I think I saw someone had a 7 million bid already, or is that just a joke?
No, it's still 7.25 now. Three
That's
bids.
insane. Who's that on?
You guys know who that is, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
Aesthetico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know the tag. But anyways,
And
I don't know.
NHL,
It's too early, man. Let's talk in like 2 hours about this and definitely see. I mean, where everything's at.
What were you saying, Topher?
in the NHL, he would have went for well over $8-9 million.
Do you think that I was gonna say, would he be called up? I don't know if he can get called up with that salary.
I have a feeling of what's going
They'd
on.
make room for him.
Don't know for sure.
They do have
There's
more
a
cap
team
up
that-
there.
There's a lot of there's some teams that wanted to use a lot more cap that didn't get a chance to do it. So there could be a possibility that he ends up in the NHL.
That's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of cap room, especially for an AHL team. Anyone else have any questions for Topher? I got one for him. What person from VHL do you miss the most? This is kind of like a sarcastic question. Think about all those people from VHL who are like pains in the butt, you know, troublemakers. What person do you kind of miss having to deal with the most, besides the obvious person?
So like a sarcastic answer?
Yeah. Because I know you had your fair share of run-ins with people and headbutting.
All right, I got him.
Me?
Deuce.
Deuce?
The guy that is AHL management, my assistant in AHL, and then he was the temporary owner of Phoenix last season.
And why?
He won.
What was his deal? What was his problem?
He's a crybaby. He's a douchebag. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would cry about everything. Every other day he had a complaint that we were trying to screw him over on waivers, and we're trying to do this to him, and we're holding back his trades and all this kind of stuff. He cried about something every day.
Seems to me like your job, and I'm not trying to belittle you. It's almost like you're like a dad or a mom dealing with a bunch of unruly kids in the back of a car, fighting over who's touching who and who's got whose toy and stuff.
It is in a way, to be honest with you.
It sucks, man.
There's,
But you do a good job, though.
There's some chatter in the chat box right now about people wanting scaling when calling up players and sending them down.
What do you think of that? Is that ever going to be a possibility, Topher, where someone gets their salary scaled down because the AHL and NHL salary caps are different?
It's something we've discussed. Basically, the problem is, so like you're saying, like their salary would go lower if they went into the NHL.
No, their salary would go lower
if
in
they went
the
into the
AHL, higher in the NHL.
also like raise their salary up if they got called up?
Yeah, like if they're a $4 million player in the AHL, they'd get up to, I don't know, I guess it'd be like 4.75 million in the NHL. You know, because there's more cap room there.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. One of the things that we decided not to do that for is because you might have people who do purposely wait until the AHL bidding, and then we would have to have some type of standard to move them up, and we can't just base it on each player. You know what I mean? So doing that may cause certain people to not sign up until AHL bidding and then get called up at a way cheaper salary than what they would have ended up being at, even if we scaled it.
Yeah, yeah. Adam, who asked that question? That's a great question.
There's some people talking about it. Let me see.
That's a really good question. I want to give him some
I
props
think
for that.
Dub said that, and then SSJ Bardock agreed with him, but Dubinsky said it first.
Okay. Um, we have two $5 million. No, I'm sorry, three $5 million demon right now. All Timid D and Demers all at 5 million. Um, and then there's our old buddy Sparky with now, is that nine? Yep, still 9 bids, 3.75. Good old Sparkles. Hey, Adam, Krabby
Yes,
Crawfish, you're gonna miss the AHL, aren't you, buddy?
I am going to miss AHL. This will be my second season away from it.
How would you
Uh,
compare the two as far as the climate of each league?
well, both my seasons in the AHL was management, and both my seasons in the NHL not, and I definitely prefer being management in the lower league.
Than being a player in the higher league?
Well, yeah, there's like you were saying earlier, it adds a different aspect to it, more control over what you're doing. You're more engrossed into the league if you're management. So if I had more time, I'd definitely be doing it.
How do you think people react to adversity in the NHL? Are people quicker to get frustrated and angry? Are they more serious, or is that just a bunch of hubbub?
Well, last year in San Jose, it was a shit show. So,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
people do get very pissed off in the NHL and blow up. Teams blow up easily, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Not so much in the AHL. You would agree?
Um, Less likely in the AHL, I would say. Yeah.
I get pissed. Like I'm gonna be. I think that we're gonna build a good team here, me and Jake. And if we're not doing good, I'm gonna be pissed. And I know Eric has his streak of three straight management, three straight playoff appearances. If that didn't go right, he would be pissed as well. It's not to
I
say
would be
that
disappointed in myself.
you wouldn't lash out.
I'm not talking about the management though. I'm talking more about just
Yeah,
players
I'm just
being
talking about like if you
complete
lose
assholes.
yeah, if you lose a game, do you like or you just
Yeah,
like
there's people who do that.
and you kind of just grumble.
H1N1 is prime example of such activity.
Well, he's the disease, so what do you want from him? As we're gonna end, we're gonna wind down the show here. I just want to update goalies now. Goalies, there are now seven $1 million plus goalies. As we see, I snag is that a seven? No, okay, I'm sorry. Denver Dags has 8 bids, which is the most for any goalie. He's at 2.25, so that seems like a whole bunch of little bids between two teams. I guess they want him, but they don't want to pay too much for him. It's gonna be interesting to see how much these goalies go for, because I mean, there's always the provincial wisdom that you got to get the forward, you got to get forwards because they got to score, but then also with lowered defender pool, you have to get a quality defender or two or three of them. And what that going to do to the goalie prices going forward? Our goalie's going to be lower than they normally would be. You know.
Goalie should be the highest paid player on the team.
Well, you would think that the number one goalie would be, considering they're the ones that play 6 games a week.
Right.
But what I'm thinking though, Adam, is that it's going to be hard to make a goalie the highest paid player, with of course, the emphasis on scoring that it always is, and then also with the D-man pool as it is. I think it's interesting to watch this week. And now we have Aesthetic Hope, $8 million in 29 minutes. That is quite the number. $8 million, which is over half of or no, I'm sorry. It's over a quarter of the AHL salary cap. Yeah, that's a big number for one guy. All right, any parting thoughts as we end this night's broadcast and hopefully have better transmissions tomorrow? Jake, you want to say something?
I don't think he's in here.
Where you go?
I just want to say good luck to everybody in the AHL.
He's not here anymore. Topher, any final words for us?
I just hope to keep the drama down like we did 2 seasons ago. Have a competitive season.
Oh,
And
where's the fun in that?
Before Crash cries anymore, he just messaged me. Someone fucking bid on him, please.
Who, Crash?
Yeah.
Hot Girl Problem says to ask Topher what he thinks of Bobrovsky changing his name.
I'm honestly sick of hearing about this situation. It was discussed in our management office, so let's let it go before another fight starts in there.
Well, that's what Hot Girl Problems posted in the chat. I thought it was funny.
So Hot Girl Problems, who's Bobrovsky, asked Topher his opinion on Bobrovsky, on himself, or that's the original Hot Girl Problems that asked that? Or is there another one? There's three.
I don't know.
Honestly, it's been brought to me so many times. I don't even know what to say. That ML Jesus or whatever the hell his name is was Hot Girl Problem. I don't know. And then he was supposedly Bobrovsky also. I don't know. It's out of control.
And finally, one last Sean Watch update. Sean, no bids. No bids for Sean. We'll see what happens there. Right defense, Bruins fan. We'll see. All right, so
Sean?
no bids for Sean. All right, so I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. You know who Sean is. Shut Up Award winner. And hopefully you'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we have better audio. And see you then.